As if the general situation surrounding the ongoing Vultures 2 rollout and major staffing shift at Yeezy couldn't get any worse, we just yesterday found out that Kanye is back in contact with possibly one of the most diabolical motherfuckers he's ever done business with.
I love leaking!
If it wasn't obvious, I am indeed talking about Nicholas J. Fuentes, aka notorious right-wing, white supremacist, neo-Nazi, Holocaust denier, the list goes on and on. But basically, this guy is a massive piece of shit. Back in November of 2022, Nick organized a dinner meeting between Donald Trump and Kanye at Trump's Mar-a-Lago property. And then also around that time, I believe Kanye officially appointed Fuentes as part of his Ye 2024 campaign. Not only does Fuentes constantly push nationalist rhetoric on his America First podcast to thousands and thousands of fans, but he's also staunchly religious and believes that Christianity needs to be much more prevalent in America. So it's really no surprise that he clicked up with Kanye so well in 2022, considering that essentially lines up with Ye's exact beliefs during that time. The entire Ye 24 campaign was a complete waste of time to begin with, especially knowing how poorly the 2020 presidential run went. But it was unfortunately something Kanye devoted a ton of time and energy to throughout 2022. Fuentes was even present in December of that year on the Alex Jones InfoWars episode, where we all know what went down, and just generally, there is no world where Kanye being close with Fuentes is a good thing. That's why it was incredible news to hear in May of 2023 that Kanye had finally fired Nick from his team, although it came at the cost of the rehiring of Milo. Regardless, Ye fans rejoiced knowing that Fuentes would not be coming anywhere near Kanye again. But based on some news we got yesterday, it might be time to start asking some very important questions about what is actually happening at Yeezy moving forward. So we of course know that Yeezy as a company has been going through a major transformative phase the past few days, with tons and tons of people getting fired, which included both benevolent figures like Oz Taylor and generally disliked characters such as Milo, whose termination was confirmed just yesterday by Ye defense team through an Instagram story. This unfortunately means that now Kanye needs to fill his ranks back up again, which apparently includes the reintroduction of Nick Fuentes to the Yeezy team. Along with the story revealing Milo is no longer with Kanye, Ye defense team also responded to a question about if Nick and Ye were back together with eye emojis, which is essentially how you say yes without actually typing the word yes. And even worse, we got this further corroborated by Sneeko on stream, who said we would hear soon.
Brosif donated
Twitter Space have a lot of
$3.
potential.
Kanye and Nick reunion? Give us the inside scoop, bro.
You'll hear soon. You'll hear soon.
Again, basically saying yes, they are absolutely back working together. There was also apparently a moment recently on Nick's America First show where he notes he has to respond to an important text message from an old friend, which has to be none other than Kanye, considering there are really not many people that would be big enough to distract Fuentes in that moment.
And I gotta reply to this text really quickly. Normally I don't do this, but it's an old friend who I got in touch with recently.
All of this is to say that if we read between the lines here, it's pretty obvious that Kanye intends on rehiring Fuentes, which could indicate a possible revival of Ye 24 or some other political movement. It really seemed like after the tumultuous end to 2022 that Kanye was stepping away from politics, and it's been incredible to see him with a full focus on things like music, clothes, and performances, so it really deeply worries me that we are now going to potentially reintroduce a political movement to Yeezy, especially one possibly being spearheaded by a neo-Nazi like Nick Fuentes. Back on December 26th of last year, Kanye did post a full paragraph to his Instagram written in Hebrew containing apologies to the Jewish community for his comments, but he's made it very clear since then that he absolutely still stands behind what he said in 2022.
I mean, just like calling DEFCON on Jews and that's like, do you take back any of that sort of more extreme stuff?
You know what? For all the kids that love me, all the Jewish kids that love me, I'm sorry if y'all had to hear a grown-up conversation with us screaming at each other. But we got to a point where something needed to happen. Something needed to be said.
Ultimately, the reintroduction of people like Fuentes and Sneeko into Kanye's inner circle is 100% the worst news we could have gotten, following all the commotion yesterday about Kanye turning over a new leaf to live a healthier lifestyle. Absolutely nothing good came from Fuentes at Yeezy before, and I can guarantee nothing good will come now, especially if him coming back actually means Kanye is diving back into politics, which would definitely be the worst case scenario. In other news, we now know that the previously reported June 8th Kanye concert in Moscow, Russia is not actually happening. A fan messaged Russian Yeezy designer Gosha Rubchinsky about it, who confirmed that the news reports were indeed phony. However, I just want to say that the fact that multiple Eastern European news outlets reported on the situation could indicate that talks did indeed go down between Kanye's team and venues in Moscow, so it's possible that Gosha is noting that the June 8th date is actually not correct. I do genuinely think the entire thing is BS, but I also felt this way when the Saqqara Pyramid concert was announced because it seemed so outrageous, but that ended up being completely legit. Plus, going to perform somewhere as controversial as Russia would be exactly the type of thing for Kanye to do. So I'm just saying, don't be surprised if in a few weeks we get reports that he is actually going to do a concert in Moscow, but perhaps on a different date. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and let me know down in the comments if you think Kanye is going back to working on politics.